Hi, welcome to RIOT. Back again, the small show. We talk about small things that happen in the week. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Good. Champions League's back.
Yeah.
We all love it. I mean, Mbappe and Haaland were doing a madness this week, and I'm here for it. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I love the Frenchman. Haaland's the best ego. They do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They've taken on the baton of Messi and Ronaldo.
They have. They low-key have. And, you know, it's good because I think I was worrying about the fact that we might not see... I mean, we're never going to see someone the likes of Messi ever again, I don't think. But as long as there's people out there who are just good to watch still and still doing madnesses every week, then I can't complain. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Messi was literally passing the torch. Like, it's in the same game. Messi scored. And then Mbappe was like, you know what? I could score 3 more than you.
Yeah.
And then he did that. Wow. And then Haaland even spoke about it like the next day. He's like, I saw Mbappe doing a madness. So I wanted to do a madness.
Yeah.
And so he did. And Sevilla had kept 7 clean sheets before he scored those
In a row?
2 goals. Yeah.
Wow.
They had one of the best defenses in the Liga. And then Haaland got 2 goals and an assist, which is, it's just immense.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, how old is Haaland? What is he, 20?
20.
21?
Yeah.
This kid he's 20.
I think the stats are this season, he's played 41 games and scored 40 goals, or near that number. And then I think Mbappe's just behind with the goals. He's played 44 games and scored 30 odd goals.
Wow.
Just still mental, but Mbappe's got more assists. So
Yeah. Mbappe's a winger, isn't he? He plays on the wing a lot, as opposed to Haaland being an out-and-out striker. And also, I suppose Mbappe's had a bit of a drop-off in form in Ligue 1 over the last month or 2. You know, obviously they've had a change of manager. Then again, so have Dortmund. So both clubs in a little bit of turmoil recently. But what really blew my mind that I found out just yesterday is that Mbappe is the 3rd highest goal scorer in PSG's history at 22.
Already?
Jeez.
No way. Do you know who's first and second now?
Ibrahimovic is second, Cavani is first.
Wow.
That's mental.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Considering the kid has he been there for like 2-3 years, really?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, it just shows how little, the thing is, like, PSG history is very small. Like, they don't really have the history because they just bought it all. But to be up there already at like a really young age is crazy. It shows how good these players are because you can just, you know, you have players who are just really good and you can say, oh, the next Ronaldo. But this kid is the real deal so far. Like, ever since he won the World Cup at like 18, nobody's doubted him, really, and said, this kid isn't it. Like, I could honestly imagine him coming to any league and destroying it. I couldn't see him, like, if he came to the Prem, I could see him doing it because, like, he does it in the Champions League consistently, and with a manager like Poch now as well behind him, I think he's really just going to soar because Poch is a world-class manager. And you know, if you can take a team like Tottenham who have never won anything to a Champions League final, imagine what you can do at PSG.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's just technically just amazing. The one thing that is a bit cringy, he is a full-on Ronaldo fanboy. Like he is the biggest fanboy. Like celebrations and everything, he just copies him. It's quite funny.
That shows the influence that Ronaldo had on so many players, doesn't it?
Exactly. And I mean,
guy was so good.
He's not going to care. He's one of the best strikers in the world, or wingers at the minute. Best youth products that's about to come out. So he ain't going to care what people think, let's be brutally honest. He's getting that paycheck. He's scoring the goals.
Yeah, there's rumours they want to sign him on a new contract before he goes, which, I mean, if that happens, he will probably be up there as one of the highest paid players.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I think PSG's like money situation is just so frightening because they've been linked with like Messi. Like Messi's most likely going to go to either PSG or City at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I hope he goes to City just for selfish reasons.
Just to see him in the Prem.
Well, that and also my thought process is there's only 2 teams at the minute going in for Haaland, which is Chelsea and City.
Yeah.
And if
you don't need Haaland though.
We need a striker that can score. But if City go for Messi, we're more likely to be able to afford Haaland, because I don't think they'll be able to afford both. Surely not.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, not many people can even afford his wages if what's being reported is true. But in order to not, stray too far into podcast topics, more on the Champions League.
Yep.
I mean, we also saw for like Liverpool were playing with Leipzig, and it was a bit weird because there's no home and away. It's not really a home and away fixture because obviously they're playing in Budapest. But like Leipzig was shambolic in their first when they gifted the first goal.
I mean, I think it's interesting that just a couple of days after it's revealed that he's signing for Bayern Munich at the end of the season, David Meccano goes and has a bit of a disaster class. I mean,
no, I'm not saying he did that on purpose, but his head wasn't at Leipzig, I don't think.
Yeah,
it won't
I
be
would
though.
imagine he's not really thinking about his Leipzig career anymore. His head's fully going to be just focused on Bayern Munich. I imagine he's probably hoping that Bayern Munich win the league, which
they probably will.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing with pre-contract agreements, which I'm not a fan of. If someone at Arsenal signed a pre-contract agreement with another club, I'd be disappointed because then their head isn't at the club. They're not fighting for the club. It's almost like being on a loan deal then, because then you're thinking, I don't care what happens to the club I'm at currently because I'm going to a better club at the end of the season.
Yeah, and he's also got to think about injuries.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about injuries. I mean, I know you guys signed Ziyech on a pre-contract. Am I saying it right? It's a pre-contract agreement, right?
Well, it's like, he's agreed the deal and it's been announced before the end of the season. So everybody knows he's leaving before the season's actually ended.
Exactly. So those kind of deals, like you signed Ziyech, and he wasn't bad after his contract was signed. As far as I know, he didn't have any terrible numbers. But
I mean, they barely played after. They barely played.
Yeah,
after.
the season ended early, didn't it? So you just know that you're not really thinking about your club anymore, which can be just hard to like have.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of the rule. Personally.
He's also got to make sure, because at the end of the day, if he goes in and plays his heart out, gets injured in the process, is almost stalled his Bayern career as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Plus, let's be brutally honest, RB Leipzig aren't exactly the favourites to win the Champions League.
No, but you wouldn't make a good account for yourself and be known as a contender. I mean, this club is literally 11 years old.
Yeah. And in fairness,
they started 2009.
In fairness, Leipzig did get to the semi-finals last year, so it's not like they're out of the running completely.
Oh no, but it's not like, if I play my best game type thing, we're guaranteed to win it. It's like we're not likely to win it. Can I really be bothered to really, really try that hard when I'm not going to be here next year?
Yeah, I think the only plus side of being in Leipzig's position is that they have time now to sort of not only think about replacements, because I think they have a great youth academy. So they have time to think about maybe bringing someone through or looking at potential signings in the summer. But other than that, I just, there's no real benefits.
Yeah, but on to the Porto game.
Oh, yeah.
Days. Was it 61 seconds for Taremi to score?
Something like that,
Which goal? They were both.
The first goal.
The very first
goal was around 60 seconds in. And then the second goal was less than that into the second half. It was
about 35 seconds.
35, something like that. So, I mean, Juventus are just. It seems like they sacked Sarri and they've paid a lot to get rid of Sarri and hire Pirlo instead. And they're just going backwards. They're third, I think, in the Serie A right now. This is the first time in 10 years that they are not the favourites for the Serie A title. And they don't look like, they're doing well in Serie A, but they don't look like they have the ability to reach the level that Inter Milan and AC Milan are reaching.
Yeah, I mean,
so
would you expect that because of the manager? I mean, it's not exactly a...
Yeah, the real question though is it about Juventus being worse or competition in Serie A getting better? I mean, you look at Inter, who've been strengthening for quite a while. And other clubs like Lazio and Atalanta have just out of nowhere been amazing. So could that be it as well?
There's definitely a lot more competition than there used to be, particularly in like the early 2010s. There was nobody even close to Juventus. And then Sarri's Napoli were the first people to really challenge them. And then it's kind of got closer and closer. And then this year, AC Milan have taken a massive step forward. And Inter Milan have been steadily improving the last couple of years. They've got a world-class manager and they look like a really good team in Serie A at least. They didn't look so good in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But Juventus, it just. I'm not blaming Pirlo for this because obviously Pirlo's very inexperienced, but like it just seems like a weird decision to have just hired him out of the blue, and there's been no improvement from when Sarri was the manager.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah, it's a bit worrying because with a team like Juventus, you're taking every club makes it a big plunge when you sign like a manager with no experience in the top flight. And when you're a club as demanding as Juventus as well, it just seems like a weird U-turn for me because every year they're expected to win the Scudetto every year, but that's not their aim when they're signing a manager. Their whole point is you need to win the Champions League or get in the final.
Yeah,
and that's why it didn't work with Allegri. That's why it hasn't worked with Sarri. That's why it hasn't worked out with previous managers. And to sign someone like Pirlo, he's probably not going to do that in his first season. Yeah, when Chelsea signed Lampard, you didn't expect him to get Champions League. He did. Well, it's good.
It's the same with all of. Let's be brutally honest. It's the same with all of the English clubs that have signed ex players. I mean, Arteta. He's not had an amazing. Don't get me wrong. He's had some amazing games, but he's not in. On the whole, it's not been amazing. Ollie has had his wobbles. Lampard's had his wobbles. It's not all plain
just finding their feet, aren't they? They have to find their feet fairly quickly and do it in a very high pressure setting, and you have a sink or swim. And it seems like Oli, Arteta have done it, and Lampard, unfortunately, could be based on the situation he was in. Being at Chelsea, you don't really have much room to swim. I mean, and then you just you can't really survive in that environment new. So, whereas here, Arteta and Olive had worse rough patches than Lampard, and I could guarantee if they were at Chelsea, they would have been sacked by now. But, boards stick behind them. But in terms of Juve's overall performance in the Champions League, it just hasn't been great. Yeah. I know they did all right against Barcelona, but Barcelona haven't been very good this season either. And I think they're going to get exposed against Porto. I don't really see them coming back now against them in the reverse fixture. No, I don't. Yeah. Honestly, they're so reliant on Ronaldo, and I know Kulusevski's looking good, but he's also very young, and for him to do it on the big stage, it might not be ready for that yet. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, on the topic of Ronaldo, was that a penalty at the last the last minute? Because
sticky one.
I don't. I'm going to put it out there. I'm not a fan of Ronaldo at all.
Wow.
Rough. But that definitely was a pen. Without a doubt. No, I'm a Messi.
I understand people prefer Messi over Ronaldo, but I rate Ronaldo because of the hard work he put in. Really?
There's parts that he's like a Sergio Ramos to me.
What?
I'm not keen on him. But that's for another topic anyway. The penalties decision's the one I wanted to bring up.
It probably wasn't a penalty. I didn't see much of it. I only looked for like a split second and saw the VAR and stuff. But honestly, from what I saw, probably not.
Well, the thing is that
rough.
I don't know whether if the penalty had been given it would have been similar to when Man United had that penalty after the final whistle against Brighton because Ronaldo went down and the referee blew the whistle for full time. And I don't know whether VAR actually checked it or whether if they had checked it and seen it as a penalty, they would have actually given the penalty. So it seemed like a bit of a weird decision from the referee to instantly blow for full time immediately after that's happened. Like, surely you would give VAR an opportunity to check whether that was a penalty before blowing the final whistle.
Yeah.
And to me, it's the kind of one that I think VAR very much could have given.
Yeah.
There's an argument that Ronaldo was going down before the contact. But
he's moved the ball out of the way, and
it's too convenient at the time as well. It's so convenient that it's the last minute and it's Ronaldo and he just happens to be getting fouled in the last minute and that's kick of the game. Like, it just seems manufactured. You know what I mean? Like, these penalties are.
My point is he's moved the ball the complete opposite way, and then the other guy's bringing his leg and it still took him out.
Yeah, I mean that's a skill, isn't it? Really, to move the ball before a tackle.
Yeah, the reason you do that is to win a foul. It's not diving because at the end of the day, whether Ronaldo was going down on before or not, that leg of the I can't remember what defender it was. That leg of the defender was going to take him out no matter what.
It has caused him, yeah.
So in my eyes, that's a not tactical foul. It's a tactical from Ronaldo to move the ball, which is fair enough. It's kind of the idea of football.
Do you see Messi doing that? I didn't think so. Therefore, big Ronaldo.
You just see Messi taking on the whole team, but
that guy's crazy.
But yeah, foul. not a foul in the
I guess
eyes
we'll
of.
never know.
Yeah.
Well, I still could see Ronaldo just turning up and scoring a couple of nonsense
I
headers
just
that no
don't
one
know
else can
how
win.
long. How long can they rely on this guy? How old is he now? 37?
He's 30.
How
He's
long?
36, I think. But like his
37 this
record
month,
in
though.
Serie A is still meant. It's like 16, 17 goals in about the same amount of games. Like he just doesn't stop. He doesn't. He's not such a well-rounded player as he used to be. You know, you won't see him dribbling so much anymore. But he's just purely an elite striker and an elite finisher.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever take the finishing away from him because it's not a fitness thing.
Yeah.
Like you can understand running up and down the pitch. That's always going to happen. And to some extent, with the games where your legends come in and play, yeah, they can't run up and down the pitch, but when they hit a ball, they flip and hit a ball.
Yeah,
like, it's you can't take that
Beckham
away
on the
from
pitch. Beckham would still wreck a lot of teams in the Premier League, even though he doesn't have pace. But honestly, it's I can't see it. I know he's a world-class player and I will never take that away from Ronaldo, but it seems like he's the only one at the moment who's really turning up. And when that's the case, I mean, I don't know if you saw Alexandro just being absolutely donut on the pitch, but that's the kind of thing that just makes me realise that this Juve team is so reliant. And I'm pretty sure his contract's up at the end of the season, maybe next season. It's soon, so either way, I don't see him staying. I'd love to see him at PSG. I'd love to see Messi at PSG, and I'd love to see a madness of those two playing together. But again, I can only dream. But who knows? We'll see what happens in the reverse fixture. Is that next week or week after?
The week after, I think.
Week after.
On the topic of next week, should we do predictions for next week's?
Yeah, let's quickly do some predictions. See who's gonna.
If I can, here we go. So,
okay, go on.
The first one is Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
You're getting slapped. No, you won't get slapped. But I think you'll be a good game, but I think you'll lose.
They've got a couple of players injured. Just saying. And it's not at home.
For me, it's like earlier in the season, I think we all agreed Chelsea were going to lose this game pretty comfortably. I think it's going to be tougher now because you've got Tuchel in. He's had a really good start. You know, you've only conceded one goal, and that was an own goal. What is it? 5 goals on the bounce.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you look good. Atletico Madrid I think they've drawn 2 of the last 3 games. So they've dropped a couple of points recently. But at the same time, Luis Suarez is still on a different level.
He's top scorer in the league.
Yes, top scorer in La Liga. João Felix doing unbelievable work this season. Marcos Llorente has suddenly turned in. He's gone from an average centre midfielder to like genuinely an amazing like box to box attacking midfielder. Goal scoring, creating, he does everything. So I still see Atletico Madrid winning this. I'm gonna go for 2-1 to Atletico Madrid this leg.
I was gonna say 2-1, but to be different, I'm gonna say 3-1 just because that attack is so deadly, and I think that the defense is they'll play the long game. They'll tire you out and they'll wait. They'll sit in those 2 banks of 4, and then they'll just eventually you just get frustrated and tired, and then your centre backs will be frustrated, and then they won't win the physical battle with Suarez, and then you'll just concede 3. Honestly, that's how I feel.
Well,
but yeah, we should move on.
I'm saying 2-1.
Oh, yeah,
2-1 Chelsea. We've had practice against teams that sit back. So, you know. Lazio Bayern. I'm going to go with
Bayern are winning that comfortably.
Yeah. Comfortable and fine.
I'm saying 3-0 Bayern.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'll go 2-0 Bayern because I think Lazio is still a decent team and they have a pretty good defence. But yeah, it's going to be a comfortable win for Bayern, and then in the return leg at Bayern, it's probably going to be a very comprehensive victory.
Atalanta Real Madrid.
Ooh, this is an interesting one because
I could see Atalanta, snagging a win here.
I'm saying 2-1
maybe
Atalanta.
a draw.
I'm at home. I'm going for it.
I think Real Madrid are having a bad season.
Yeah, they really are.
But Atalanta, they've definitely been worse than they were last season. They've been more inconsistent, but I could see them turning up at their best for this game, and maybe even like a 3-1 to Atalanta, because like Real Madrid defense without Sergio Ramos, dodgy, and Sergio Ramos is out. He's out for the next few weeks. So they're relying on Varane and Militao, who are talented defenders individually, but together this season they've been pretty poor. Atalanta have that attacking ability to just rip any defense apart. So yeah, I'm going to say 3-1 Atalanta.
Sound.
Okay. I was just going to say 1-0, to be honest. I can't think of too many goals going through. I feel like it'd be a pretty, see what happens sort of game, figure out their opponents, because, neither of them are going to underestimate their opponents. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to say 1-0 for now, to be honest.
And the last one is Mönchengladbach versus Man City.
Man City, I want that. As much as I like Gladbach, I really like Thuram and how good they've been recently. Man City are like fire hot right now. Like we have them this weekend in the league, and I'm honestly crapping myself. I'll be happy to get a draw. Honestly, I can't see Gladbach putting a fight up. They'll try, but I think it'll be like 4-1.
Yeah, Gladbach are a decent team.
This will be the end for them.
When we did these predictions a couple months ago, I think we said they put up a bit of a fight, but Man City now, the form they're in, the way they're playing, there's no stopping them. Particularly not from Gladbach, who are good but not great. They've also just recently had the news that their manager is going to be leaving at the end of the season, which can't be great for morale.
Wow, why is that?
He's going to Dortmund. Marco Rose.
Great.
He's going to be Dortmund's new permanent manager in the summer. He is a very good manager.
Yeah, clearly.
So yeah, I reckon 3-0 City in the away leg.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, well, they put up a good fight after Reading. Sorry,
I was going to say 3-0 City as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all of our predictions.
We should do a points chart and see who gets the most points, and then at the end of the tournament, after you've predicted all the games.
There you go, editor.
We should do.
Sam.
Yeah, you go, Sam. At the end of the tournament, we should do whoever has the lowest points has a forfeit. We'll figure it out.
Right. Sound well.
Coming soon.
Thank you guys for watching. Go check out our podcasts, our Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And go drop a comment. Well, do that and like the video.
Uppercut that like button as well. Thanks.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, cheers guys for watching. Peace.
Bye.
See ya.